Welcome to another episode of Listen to Us Rant About Movies. I'm Wes Ford.
And I'm Zach Harris.
And welcome to the show. If you like what you hear, you can find all of our episodes on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and YouTube. What we like to do is we rant about movies and we drink while we do it. However, Zach's not feeling too well today, so we're going to bypass that little part. Hope you feel better, Zach.
Oh, well, thank you.
I decided to take this opportunity to drink something other than beer. I am drinking some wine.
Ah, nice vino, huh?
Yeah, nice vino. Some people don't really know this about me, but I'm a bit of a wine snob, actually.
Yeah?
Somewhat recently.
Little vino head over there?
I'm drinking
Sorry. This is so stupid. Anyway.
That's the stupidest name. I'm drinking Cooper's Hawk, their Pinot Noir, and it's pretty tasty.
Nice,
But
nice.
on this episode, we're going to be discussing all the films and shows we've been watching since our last episode, which has been a long time. We've been super busy, really busy, but we have seriously been trying to get an episode out for like 2 weeks now, and we're finally able to get together
doing it,
so which is great. We're also going to review Ghost in the Shell. I know it's coming out a little late, it's been out for a while, but we saw it and I think it's a good one to discuss.
Totally.
Gotta
justify seeing it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. But in the meantime, Zach, what have you been watching lately?
Let's see, what do I got here? Let's start with just a quick one. I rewatched Silence, and
tell me about the rewatch.
Oh, it was nice and tasty. I was loving it. That Blu-ray disc looks very, very nice, and just a fantastic film. Just love Silence. It's great.
I just made a little purchase myself for Silence.
I heard about that, yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, man. No 4K, though. It's kind of a bummer.
I know. They don't... it's very limited on the 4K. It
Pop
looks
that shit
so
on
good.
the 4K. Come on. It would look nice and tasty.
It would look real tasty. Any more insight into it? Do you kind of just... It's still good? Still great?
Yeah. I mean, I'd say I enjoyed it more the second time.
Nice.
First time I definitely felt its length, but I wasn't bothered by it. And maybe just expecting the pace, it kind of flew by, and I was like, wow, this movie's already over? Crazy.
Nice. That's good.
I was a sleepy boy the first time I saw it, too, so I was like fighting the sleep, going to the bathroom, coming back, Trying to like, whew.
Yeah, kind of keep you awake.
So you're like, oh, I'm loving this. This is like really sleep. Come on.
It is pretty long. It's pretty long.
Yeah. It justifies its length, though, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I was loving it so much. Like I was fine with the length. I was like, this is going long, but I'm fine with it. Like I'm keep going, please.
Totally. Watch that movie for another hour.
Yeah, for real. It's so good. Oh man, that opening sequence.
Marty. Oof. Come on, smoke.
Hands down, most underrated film 2016.
For sure. Why no one talks about that movie? I do not know. It deserves a lot more cred.
I know it does, man. It does. So for me, I have actually just finished watching this just before we got on to the podcast. But nice. It's on Netflix. It's called The Discovery. Have you heard of this?
Oh, is that the One I Love guy?
Yeah, the guy who also directed The One I Love. Yep. I'm looking at this, online, some of the reviews, and it's not doing well, but which I kind of understand. But for me, I overall did like it, mostly because I like the concept and the ideas behind what it's trying to say, or at least just the idea of the film itself. It's about Robert Redford, his character, discovers definitive proof that there is life beyond death, basically. And so the film kind of deals with the, what happens knowing that knowledge. Like, so there's all these suicides as a result, because people are like, there's no point in living. Like, there's life after death. Just end it,
Yeah.
And kind of the repercussions of that, and like the emotional toll that has on everyone that's still living and everything. And then I think it gets a little too ambitious. It starts to do too many things with the plot. It kind of becomes a investigation type film. I'm like, okay, it's going like this. All right. And then it kind of gets a little twisty and starts bringing other things into it that I don't want to spoil. But in the end, I feel like it kind of went all over the place.
Yeah.
And wasn't quite focused enough. But the cast was awesome. I mean, you had Robert Redford, Jason Segel, Rooney Mara. I don't remember his name. There's one guy who's been Jesse Plemons.
Oh yeah.
He looked completely different in the movie. But yeah, I definitely say it's worth checking out. If that sounds interesting to you, it's kind of a slow, depressing kind of watch, but I enjoyed it. I'd rate it probably 3.5 stars.
Nice. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's like I enjoyed it, but in the end, I feel like it was unfocused and didn't quite hit the mark of what it was probably trying to do. Anyway, that is.
I gotcha.
That's The Discovery. It's on Netflix.
Worth watching?
Yeah, we're checking out. Check it out.
Nice.
Yeah. What else you got?
I got in here. I watched Seeding of a Ghost. It's produced by the Shaw Brothers in 1983. Hong Kong movie. And it's real out there, and I liked it. It takes a little while to get going, but in the beginning there's some nice comedy. And one thing that I thought was really funny was, like, there's this body that, like, washes up on the beach or whatever, and the police are there investigating, but all the like forensics people are, like, too scared and grossed out to go look at the body. So they're just like, no, you go look. It's like, no, you go. And like, no one wants to go look. Like, I dare you to go look at the body. It's like, these people are working right now. But I like that a lot. And then it just gets progressively weirder and weirder, and then it has a pretty insane climax. Lots of nice, like, puppet work and animatronics and stuff.
Nice.
Lots of gore. There's a sex scene where a corpse levitates in the air, spinning, and a ghost, the actual seating of the ghost, is, like, 2D animated and, like, swirling around it, and it's like, ooh, this is good.
Interesting.
But yeah, I liked it. It was like a fun little schlocky horror thing that was real sleazy.
I like it
in a good way. Yeah.
Nice. I rewatched Rogue One recently.
Nice. I picked it up, but I have not watched it yet.
Yeah. Because I had to pick it up, you know.
Yeah, you gotta pick it up.
You gotta pick it up. The special features are pretty cool. They're they like really, they're well produced. They put a lot into the effort of showing behind the scenes and putting effort on the Blu-ray to give you extra content, which is great.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that was the third time I've watched it, and I would say I kind of like it less and less after each viewing. Really? I don't dislike.
I was hoping it was an upswing on no, not an upswing.
I kind of just, it's not even like necessarily bad. It's kind of just like, I've seen it. You know what I mean? It's not like, doesn't have the rewatchability as much as I think almost every other Star Wars has. Mm-hmm. You know, except obviously the prequels. Mm-hmm. But like Force Awakens, that's the opposite for me. I like it more after each viewing. Like, I love Force Awakens now. I think everyone was so hesitant to like Force Awakens because it was a big deal. You know, we didn't know what to expect, and there's all this pressure, and we didn't want to quite love it, but we also like, of course, we wanted to like it.
Yeah.
It's not as good as the prequel, or it's not as good as the originals, or whatever. Now that I think some of that hype has died down, and now we're going to be seeing Star Wars all the time now.
It's true.
We're going to be judging them less harshly. That being said, I really liked Rogue One. I still like it. I just don't think it's it's just not like, it's not as rewatchable as I was hoping it would be. Like, let's pop in Rogue One as much as I thought it would be. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Still great. I mean, it looks great on Blu-ray.
Yeah, no 4K again though. What's up with that?
No 4K because Disney's not.
Kodak Wars. They're the Dolby, right?
Yeah, Disney's not getting into the 4K game because they want to support Dolby Vision, which is a separate codec from the mainstream 4K codec HDR. Most 4Ks come in HDR, and Disney wants to support Dolby Vision, which there's none of that yet. There's TVs that support it, but there are no Blu-rays that have Dolby Vision yet. So it's like, yeah. And then what if they start supporting Dolby Vision? It's like, now my TV can't see it. I can still see 4K. I just can't see that real nice, HDR kind of like great.
That buttery,
like
buttery range,
The range, yes, exactly. But you can't get. Come on, I want Star Wars on 4K HDR. Oh,
I know.
But oh well, I don't think it's gonna happen. What are you gonna do?
It's just weird because like they hold some of the biggest franchises.
Yeah,
it's like all the Marvel movies aren't out on UHD. You know how much fucking money they would make if they put that shit out? Everyone would rebuy them.
Yeah,
like it's such a large fan base.
Captain America: Civil War on 4K. I mean, come on, it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. It's like Doctor Strange just came out. I picked that up just because I have to get all the Marvels, but yeah, it's like, again, no 4K. You're not going to get
4K.
that.
Come on. I don't even have a TV, and I think it's bullshit. Or 4K
right?
TV. Like, come on, guys. Give in. It's UHD. It's HDR. Come on.
This is going to get a little off topic, but I think this is important, Zach.
Let's do it.
I was actually discussing with some people on Twitter kind of about physical media versus digital, and we've kind of talked a little bit about it before, but now that we're talking about 4K Blu-rays, I do think that the formats it's not going to fully flourish. It's going to probably kind of die down. And I think because physical media itself is kind of dying down.
Yeah. And
it's really unfortunate because it's like, as a collector, I enjoy buying the physical. It's kind of like getting a nice record. You get a nice record. It's like a collector's item. You get all this stuff. But they're making it so hard to keep doing that because digital, you buy a digital HD movie, you now have all the special features too.
Yeah.
You get that now. Like before it was just the movie. But now it's cheaper to get digital HD and you get all the same bonus features. So people are, it's not even worth getting the physical to them because it's cheaper and you get the same stuff. So what's the point?
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe fine if you want to put all your movies on a hard drive and bring that over to a friend's. I mean, that's convenient, but I don't know. Like for me, like just happened to me this weekend. I was telling you, Zach, I didn't have internet for 2 days.
Yeah. What are you supposed to do?
Happened? But what if my movies are all digital? I can't watch these now. I can't watch them unless I have them downloaded. But I'm not going to download all my movies and store them. That's what have them on the
then you're spending the money on hard drives to store your movies. Like my collection would take up a big hard drive. You know what I mean? Granted, it takes up boxes and boxes and a whole wall in my house.
Sure, it saves space in a room, but
it's a solid room.
Your movies would be like 48 terabytes.
I don't know about that.
Just like maybe that's an exaggeration.
It would be a lot of storage.
It'd be large.
And then what if you don't have internet? What are you gonna do? Like if there's a big storm and it gets cut off, you're fucked. What are you gonna do if your hard drive crashes with all your movies on it? You fucked, bud.
Yeah, Exactly. And here's a more, messed up thing with my situation this weekend. Not only could I not stream anything because I didn't have internet, but my Xbox, which can play 4K Blu-rays, was in the middle of like an update, I guess. And when the internet went down, like it refused to play any Blu-rays. So it's like,
What?
yeah.
Nightmare.
So I had to use my old school regular Blu-ray player and hook that up to the TV, and then I was able to watch something. But if I didn't have any discs, I'd be fucked,
Yeah, totally.
And it's like, that's gonna happen. That sucks, man. And I don't know. Maybe it's like, I kind of feel like an old man kind of mentality of like, oh, I'm never gonna change my ways. But I will admit that I'm buying less physical copies, and I'm looking into buying digital. But it's like, right now, it's like I'm still buying physical, and then you get the digital code with it. So it's like, I get both.
So, yeah.
I'm getting
so
both.
What's the point? And it's also like you can just order that shit on Amazon, and it's just as much effort as buying it digitally, and then you just wait 2 days and it comes. It's not that long. Come on, guys.
Yeah, it's like, you can't wait 2 days. You got to have it instantly. Come on, plan ahead.
They already got a lot on Amazon Video. Watch something on there. I win. This is becoming an Amazon ad.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I
By the way, today we're sponsored by Amazon.
Yeah, I get people buying digital and stuff, like for people who are just casually, oh, we have a movie. It's easy because it's just like on my Apple TV, and then I just watch it.
Yeah.
Fair enough, but like for people that like want to buy physical stuff, I feel like there's definitely a market there, and there's an audience for it. Like I feel like a lot of like these boutique labels, there's so many of those popping up, just releasing like sometimes really cool, but sometimes just like a bunch of garbage, just like, but like transferring it real nice to 2K and like
yeah, seriously,
putting it out on blue, like shit that like Vinegar Syndrome and stuff. Like a lot of it's cool that they exist.
Yeah,
and I feel like they make money.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's it. You're good.
I was just saying, I just feel like it's gonna become like a collector's item. Like buying a vinyl record. It's gonna be people like us who continue to buy them. But for the mainstream, it's gonna disappear.
It's digital.
I feel like it's gonna go away, which is a big old bummer.
Yeah, man. I don't like it one bit.
And it's like, okay, so streaming, it's pretty close to really good quality. I mean, it's good quality, but the best quality is on the disc because you're not streaming.
Yeah.
You're not playing it through a device. It is playing directly off of the file itself, stored on the disc. So it's the best quality sound and picture you'll get.
Yeah,
and that's important to me as a movie watcher.
Definitely. And it's like, granted, people have better internet than me for sure, but like I don't think I've streamed a movie within like 6 months where I didn't at least have to pause it once and let it buffer, or like, oh, it's skipping. Oh, no, it's okay. Oh, no, we need to stop it. And, like, sit there and be like, all right, let's wait 5 minutes and then watch it again. Like, it's no good.
Yeah. But, again, the argument for that could be like, oh, well, you just store it on a hard drive. Then you have it on. It's like, okay, but, again, with as many movies as we own, that is a lot of storage. Like, that becomes expensive because you have to get a huge hard drive.
And also, like, these digital files, like, if they just give you the actual, like, MP4 or whatever, like, on your desktop, okay. But a lot of them aren't like that. A lot of them are, like, through the certain, like, part, like, ultraviolet, or, like, okay, you got to download these into Flickster, but, like, this one's it gives you an iTunes code. So then it's, like, there's no definitive way to also just store all my movies on one thing. They're all on these, like, 4 or 5 different platforms.
Dude, exactly. Like, yes, that's
I just want all of them, like, right here if I'm doing it,
Yeah, it's like, okay, then if we're going digital, then you guys need to at least make a cohesive one format, like, place where I can get them. Because, like you said, ultraviolet. There's voodoo movies. There's Fandango has their own. You have movies that you buy on Amazon. Yeah. You buy movies on iTunes, and it's like, man, it's like, I need to know where all my stuff is. Now I gotta
Yeah.
like keep track of where they are. Like, no, I don't want to do that.
Excuse me. But yeah, because I like for a while I didn't do anything with my digital copies. Then I was like, why am I not doing this? I got an iPad. I'm like, I'll just load them all on my iPad. So I like took all the little booklets out of all my Blu-rays that had one.
Yeah.
And did it. And then I downloaded like a handful of them of the ones that like I think I might just want to like pop on a plane or something.
Yeah.
And then like didn't end up watching them for a while. And when I went back, they just weren't downloaded anymore. It's like, oh yeah, the app had updated, and then like I didn't have access. Some of them were just like grayed out. I was like, what? And then like they weren't downloaded, so I was like in an airport, and I was like, oh, I guess they just deleted it. Like, cool, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's annoying.
There's another problem with that too. Is for one, the codes also expire.
Yep.
Which there's so many I haven't like. I kind of just put it to the side and like, oh no. So probably over 3/4 of my movies are completely I can't use on digital now.
Yeah.
So that sucks.
Yeah.
And here's another problem with that is that sometimes these digital services that you buy them on, this has happened to someone that I know. They decide that they don't want to support that film anymore. So even though you've purchased that film and you've downloaded that film,
What?
and you go back like 6 months later, a year later, oh, I want to watch that. Oh, sorry, we no longer support that film. Like they don't have it on their side to like watch or stream.
Yeah, that's fucking garbage.
It's like,
that
what the hell? Like
garbage.
I bought that film. Like I can't watch it now.
It's like, all right, where's my credit for the amount that I spent on that? Like,
But it doesn't matter. Like you don't. Now you've lost that.
Yeah.
It's like
It's just, if I'm gonna lose a movie, it better be because like I physically misplaced it. You know what I mean? Like just for it to evaporate, just like putting in a disc. It's like, nah, sorry, like can't watch it anymore. Like what? Never happens.
Yeah. It's like, okay, they're trying to make the movie industry like the music industry, which I just think they're different.
Yeah.
Like with music, we've kind of found a rhythm to where, I mean, they don't, it's not as much money being thrown around to own the music. You use streaming for music, but I feel like that's so much different because movies, I don't know, it's a different format. It's a completely different way of viewing, like a different type of entertainment, and I feel like there should be different rules for that.
Mm-hmm. And it's totally going that way because like music for like vinyl came back and like people are doing like all these like limited one-off presses of like these nice like gatefolds with like colored records and like inserts, and like that's what's happening with movies too. It's just not really with like the movies that are the biggest, you know what I mean? It's like Arrow Video, like I just got the House box set and it's just like super nice and like they put things up and they like sell out super quick because they do like small you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's a similar thing.
Yeah,
which like doesn't need to be.
And Criterion, they're going digital too. It's like, man,
they're still putting out discs.
They're still putting. They better. I mean,
if they stop putting out discs, I'll be so sad. It's all film struck. Get the fuck out of here. That better not happen.
I know. Seriously. Anyway, back to what we were watching. So I watched 2 Netflix stand-up specials. I watched Dave Chappelle's and Louis C.K.
Nice.
First thing I gotta say about Dave Chappelle, really disappointing. Really disappointing. Yeah. It's like, this guy's been out of the scene for a bit, Mm-hmm. Kind of had his humor wasn't quite up to date, and it just wasn't that funny. Like I just didn't think it was that funny. If you go on Netflix, it's there's basically 2 episodes, but it's really 2 different stand-ups. It's Age of Spin and Deep in the Heart of Texas. I couldn't even finish Deep in the Heart of Texas. I felt like it started out stronger than Age of Spin, but then it just got obnoxious, and I was just like, this is ridiculous. Plus, some of the jokes are kind of tasteless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard he got some flack. I don't really know what the story is, but
I mean, I wasn't like, oh, fuck this, I'm offended. It's a comedy special, whatever. But it was just like, it's just not funny, you know.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
like you're pulling cheap jokes about like transsexuals and stuff like that, and it's like, just wasn't funny. It just wasn't funny. But Louis C.K. made some trans jokes that were hilarious, and they were in good taste. And I thought overall Louis C.K. was great. Like, I was cracking up. And
nice. I gotta watch that.
You should check it out. It's Louis C.K. 2017 is the stand-up, what it's called, on Netflix, and it's hilarious. It's hilarious. So check those out. Yeah,
for sure. What do I got here? I watched another Hong Kong movie from '71 called A Touch of Zen, out on that Crit.
Nice.
Martial arts. Real good. Loved it. It's a long one. It's like 3.5, 3:15, somewhere in there.
Okay.
But watched it on a Sunday afternoon, just laid back, popped on a real long movie, and It has a very, very rewarding climax. And some of the cinematography is just like out of control. It's like, well, cut this right out of the movie. Jesus. Like, it looks real nice.
Really? Oh man, I might have to check that out.
Yeah, man, I would definitely recommend it. It's a lot of fun. Definitely kept me intrigued the whole time. I was digging it. It was real good.
Nice. I finally watched Kajamusha.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What'd you
got
think?
the Criterion. Finally got that in the mail. Looks great. It looks great. I think overall I liked it, but I feel like it was kind of it's a very slow burn.
Oh, definitely.
You know, it's like a real slow burn. I kind of expected a little bit more, I guess, combat, more samurai combat. You get the scene at the end, which is awesome. You get a big battle scene, but I was kind of expecting more. Not expecting. I was like, when's that gonna happen? But that aside, it was great. Kurosawa, you know, he was a master. And the one scene that really made it for me was the dream scene. It's like,
some of that.
Okay, yeah, this movie's
like,
pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's
the
incredible.
imagery is so cool. I read up on the in the booklet that comes with it, about his influence from his paintings, how that kind of influenced the film, and he because it took forever to finance the film, and so before he could finance it, he did all these huge paintings and storyboards with color. He painted with color, an actual paint, his storyboards.
Nice.
And that was a direct influence, and you can see like all the colors, like the sky is like red, and you can see the painting transition into the film, which is pretty
nice.
Cool. Yeah, so.
Yeah, man. I need to upgrade that D. I only got that crit D. I need that crit B.
Oh,
you know
nice.
What I'm saying?
Yeah, it looks good, man. It looks good. I'm glad I was able to watch it.
Yeah, it's a cool one. It's been a long time, but I remember liking it quite a bit. Gotta upgrade. Next sale.
Next sale.
Let's see what else I got.
After yours, I got one more on my list.
I've got 3. I'll just brush over this one very quickly. I watched The Mighty Peking Man. It's like basically like a Chinese answer to King Kong.
The Mighty Peking?
Yeah, Mighty Peking Man. Like Peking.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Interesting. Yeah. Shot in India, I believe, but it's like a Hong Kong production.
You on those Hong Kongs, boy.
Yeah, it's real goofy, man. It was fun. There was some stuff in it that was like, all right, had enough of this, but like the actual sequences of like the destruction are a lot of fun. Some real nice looking mats. I just love like matte paintings and all stuff like that, and they really go all out for it. It's like this whole thing of like him carrying this woman and like putting her in this cave, and it's just like a giant set of like giant miniatures, you know, and he clearly has like a little toy, and then like it's cross-cutting and there's a full scale, you know, hand. It's like stuff like that, so it's fun.
Interesting.
But yeah. Then I'll squeeze in another real quick one. I watched The Man Who Fell to Earth. Rewatched that.
Oh, nice, dude.
There's a new blue of that out because I've been looking for that crit, but like it's out of print. It's going for far too much money. So I think it got re-released. It's a pretty nice transfer and stuff. Looks good. But yeah, it's a great movie. Man. Loved it. Super weird. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Held up very well. Loved the rewatch.
Nice stuff. It's been a long time. I might have to do a rewatch myself.
Yeah.
Last one for me. I bought Planet Earth 2 on 4K Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you watched all of it?
Not all of it. No, okay. I actually have only watched 2 so far. The first 2. I need to get back on that. But oh my god, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, man. I just got the normal blue, but I'm sure
it looks amazing still.
I'm sure that 4K is just like, ooh. I heard it's like demo disc quality 4K, you know?
It is. Well, it's straight up like TV display porn, you know?
Yeah, totally. Like
I'm fine with that though. Like it
oh yeah, you gotta have it.
Oh dude, it just looks so good. It's like, yeah, this is why I bought the TV. Especially in the HDR, like on that disc. It looks great. Like the range of the blacks to the whites and the colors. Yeah, it just looks fantastic. It's cool too because they shot it in 4K, so it's like native and it's like, looks so good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's funny because some people can't see it. Like I've been watching it with my girlfriend, and I'm just like, don't you see like the quality?
The
like
4K.
It just looks amazing. Like look at like every scene. I'm like, oh my god. She's like, I honestly can't tell the difference, and I'm like,
yeah. But it looks so good.
Come on, reinforce that to me. Like, tell me it looks amazing.
It's twice the resolution.
It's twice. It looks good. The colors, they just look so sharp.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it looks great. I can't wait to keep watching it.
Nice.
And it's totally worth the purchase.
I think I did the first 3, the first disc of the Blu-ray.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah. Love the intro to the show with David Attenborough on the hot air balloon.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Just cutting to this hot air balloon. It's like, hello, I'm David Attenborough. It's like,
hello, I'm David Attenborough.
Fucking hot air balloon. It's amazing. But yeah, big fan. Loving it.
It's good stuff.
I'm going to have to buy it again, it sounds like, if I ever get a 4K TV.
It's worth it, I think. Yeah. I watched the first 2, but I also checked out some of the from the bonus disc, the third bonus disc. Cool stuff in there too.
Yeah.
Real cool behind the scenes.
Is it just like, is it docs about the behind the scenes process?
Yeah. There's docs on each of the scenes. So there's one on the mountains, there's one on the forest, and real cool, man. It's like, you see like these crazy remote places that they have to travel to and how they're able to get there. Like the one with the penguins, the island episode.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing on how they like have to get onto the island to like shoot them, and it's like crazy dangerous, and like how they set up their tents, and there's just like they're surrounded by penguins, and they wake up each morning, it's like covered in penguin shit.
Yeah, that sequence was so incredible.
Yeah,
and the shots that they get of just like tracking the penguins perfectly, just walking with their things, it's amazing,
dude. Some of the shots that they get, I don't understand.
Yeah, they just
like,
get
how?
So it's just like, oh, got fucking lucky. Oh, but that's like every other shot. It's just like, holy shit.
Amazing. It looks so good. Shots.
Seriously.
Like you can tell a lot of them, they had to have used a drone, you know, for a lot of, like to get underneath them. It's like, how did they get the animals to like jump over the camera and like,
yeah, it's insane.
Like you'd have to spend all day to get that shot, like, you know.
Yeah, like there was one I think in the Jungles episode where it's just like tracking this lizard, it's like, but this lizard has a trick up its sleeve, and he like jumps off the leaf and he's like flying around in the jungle, and it's just like covered from like 10 angles, and every one of them is incredible, and it's just like super shallow focus.
Everyone looks amazing.
Pitch perfect focus on this lizard, just tracking it perfectly in slow motion. It's like, what the fuck? This guy's on like a 200mm lens. He's got this thing nice and crisp. How many cameramen are out here right now?
Seriously.
It's insane.
Like, perfectly in focus. How? I don't understand. But,
did you see the bear bit yet? The one with the bear scratching their backs?
Yeah.
That sequence was so goofy. It just stops. There's like a 3-minute sequence, just like boom, boom, boom.
The music starts up. They have like this funky
it's
music.
Super silly. It was amazing. I was all about it.
Yeah, that was great. I laughed. Anyway, Planet Earth 2, man, good stuff.
Real good.
You got any more to throw out there? Or?
I got one more. I watched John Carpenter's Vampires.
Ooh, another Carpenter I need to catch.
Huh?
I need to catch that one.
It's the one that I've seen it like back when I like first watched through all his stuff, and I remember it being, and I feel like it's held up as like the good one out of his later work. You know, it's like, well, Vampires is good. Like, oh, Ghost of Mars, rough. Vampires is good.
Right.
I don't know how good it was. Daniel Baldwin just like destroys the movie a lot of the time. He's just like, he's so bad in it. It's amazing. And James Woods is just like really funny. There's so many slow-mo shots of him just like with sunglasses, like bang, just like walking with like huge guns, looking badass. It's fun.
I have to see it for James Woods alone.
Totally. I don't know. It's fun. It's definitely worth a watch. You know, it's like, it's a John Carpenter movie.
Yeah.
What's his face? What's this guy? The guy who plays Eckhart in like Batman Begins. He's in it, and he's in like Last Man on Earth.
Yeah.
That guy's in it. It's funny. He's apparently. Sean says he's my celebrity doppelganger.
It's funny.
Guess I totally see it. Fair enough. But Mark Boone Jr. That's his name.
What's his name?
I just don't have the beard. Mark Boone Jr.
Oh, I see.
I just don't have the beard. I need to grow a big beard.
Mark Boone. Yeah, I know him. Yeah. That's
Remember
funny.
that guy?
Yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah.
He's in a he's in a bunch of movies.
Vampires. Yeah.
He's in a bunch of stuff.
But
it's kind of funny.
yeah, it's good. But yeah, John Carpenter's Vampires is pretty rough, but if you feel like watching it, it's worth a watch if you're a big Carpenter fan. So it's better than Ghost of Mars.
It's still rough,
sure.
Carpenter.
Still not great Carpenter. There's cool moments, and like there's a cool thing of like how they like shoot like stakes at the vampires and then have it like hooked to their truck, so the wire just like slides them out into the sun and they like explode into fire, and like that's cool. There's like inspired ideas in
cool
it,
concept.
but overall, just not great.
Yeah, I get you. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to wrap up what we've been watching. Let's get into our review of Ghost in the Shell, starting right now.
I have been watching you. You have to remember.
I saw someone down there. He wasn't human.
He's a known terrorist, and he's killed again.
They didn't just kill them. They hacked into their minds.
He's everywhere and nowhere.
I will find him. And I will kill him.
In the near future, Major is the first of her kind, a human saved from a terrible crash, who is cyber-enhanced to be a perfect soldier devoted to stopping the world's most dangerous criminals. So this movie's not doing well at all. It is of course
true.
based off the anime, which was based off a manga comic of the same name. I have not read the manga, and I have not watched the anime. This is my first introduction into Ghost in the Shell.
I watched the anime, but I'm hazy on certain details of the anime. But I have seen it.
So, listeners, that's kind of the stipulation with us. You know, we're not huge fans of the originals or anything. Yeah, like I'd never seen anything from it before, so
I like the movie. I haven't seen anything else. I definitely have not seen the 2.0 where they like went back and added a bunch of like weird CG or whatever. But anyway,
there's also a show as well.
Yeah,
that
and
existed.
a sequel movie, right?
I think so. Yeah. So there's quite a bit. I will say that I am curious that I do want to check out the anime.
It's cool.
I'm sure it is. I've heard great
It's
things.
good. Yeah.
But it's not doing well at the box office, and it's not doing well with critics. And Paramount like needed this movie to be successful. They've had like no successes the past year or so, and you know they honestly they put a lot into their advertising. You know, like you could see it everywhere.
Totally.
That they were trying to really push this movie, and apparently just didn't quite stick. But maybe also the movie's not super great. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll talk about that. But Zach, what are your general thoughts? We'll talk about our general thoughts on the film, and then we'll go into spoilers. But what'd you think of Ghost in the Shell?
I didn't care for it, honestly. I wasn't into it. I think there's stuff that's cool in it, but it just felt very like hollow, and I don't know, it didn't feel immersive at all into the world, which like in a movie like this I feel like is one thing that should be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The world building, and it's like you can't knock it too much because I guess they try to do world building and stuff, but like it just doesn't come across to me. And also I wasn't crazy about a lot of the performances in it. You know?
So you weren't super happy with it then?
No. What about you?
I think I liked it a little bit more than you. But that isn't to say that I know that there's a bunch of flaws with it. Let me start with the things I did like. I really enjoyed the score. I liked the music a lot. I thought it was just like I didn't expect it, and it was kind of a nice surprise. I thought it looked incredible. Like I thought the look of it, you could tell that they poured a ton of money into the production. Yeah, it looks fantastic, and I thought the world building was kind of cool. I don't feel like I wasn't as immersed in it as I should have been, but I feel like the look was there, and it definitely could see some influence. That's
what I'm saying though. It's like they checked the marks. You know what I mean? There's like nothing that I can say like, oh, if you would have done this, it would have worked. But it just never felt like immersive.
Yeah, I know. There's something missing about the movie, and that'll get me into the things I didn't like, which is like you, I agree. It felt a little hollow. And it's kind of funny because I heard this analogy somewhere online, but the movie itself is like the ghost in the shell, except it has no ghost. You know?
Yeah, totally. There's no ghost inside the shell.
It's just the shell. It's the shell of it has no soul. The movie lacks any kind of soul or like spirit. You know, that it's hollow. There's something missing. It's like you got all the physical elements. You just there's nothing like quite there. The script is kind of off. The performances are and you just don't get that wow experience from it.
Yeah.
You know?
It definitely feels like a movie that's just like been in development hell and passed through like 100 hands. You know what I mean? It feels muddled with. And not to say that like Rupert Sanders would have made a 10 out of 10, you know, let Rupert Sanders make his vision. But also like it felt super meddled with. It just felt like
Probably
like
was.
there are characters that, like the sniper guy that shows up at the end, and I won't say anything more. I don't want to get into spoilers, but like,
Right.
I was like, oh, am I supposed to know this guy? And I'm like,
Right.
80 minutes into the movie. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And it's like, I don't know who this guy is. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, and I feel like because I didn't know the anime, I got this sense that they were trying to hit certain like plot points that happened in the anime or whatever, and like this is happening because it has to happen, and
Yeah.
you know, I'll talk about more about it later, but there's just like little things that are like this had to happen, and nothing pays that off. Like nothing in the story pays off the reasoning or the motive behind these actions. Like why?
Yeah. Totally.
They're just doing things. This makes no sense.
It's just kind of sloppy, and it just feels like people showing up, doing something, leaving. Showing up, doing something, leaving. And like there are cool sequences in it, and like it's just a shame because like there's material there that could work, but it just feels so like it like almost like it's just like going through the motions. I mean, like, all right, it's a Ghost in the Shell movie. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
and like the set design is really awesome, and like the design of everything is great. But I also feel like they didn't necessarily shoot it in an interesting way. It's just like the things that are in the frames are interesting, but the composition of the frames is just like pretty whatever, you know?
Fair enough, yeah.
Like there are some cool overheads and stuff like that, like tracking into the car as driving, and like I feel like once they go outside, it's one thing, but like in some of the, it's just a lot of like a dialogue scenes of like over the shoulder shots, and it's just like I don't know.
I would say that it doesn't even have great cinematography. The look of it is great. But the actual cinematography, like the camera movements, not really anything special.
Yeah, it just kind of looks like a generic movie with like really cool sets. You know what I mean?
It just happens to be shooting something really cool behind, like in the lens. Yeah, I'd agree. What do you think of? Let's talk about the controversy. What do you think about the whole whitewashing thing, which I think has honestly attributed probably to some of the
Well, I think it's
but
my main thing is like it's an American remake of Ghost in the Shell, so. You know, I understand why they wanted to make, you know, a movie with a white protagonist. I think there's an opportunity within the material that they made to make it interesting and have a discussion, though. And it just doesn't do that. It just feels like an excuse to cast Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about will spoil aspects
we'll
of the movie, so we'll get into it later.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just like, I just don't know why it had to be her. Like, I guess it's just to make money, but like,
you know, it
just seems like
from a pure marketing perspective, it probably seemed like a smart move on paper because, I mean, her career has led her into this kind of niche of movies of sci-fi action she can do. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I think she kind of, I like her. I like her as an actress.
Yeah, I like Scarlett Johansson.
And you know, if you're gonna head up this movie, this very expensive movie, and you need it to make a movie, you need a star. You need a star. Mm-hmm. And she happens to be a white woman, and most of the other main characters are white. But I don't know. I didn't have quite a bit of a problem about whitewashing, but I do agree that there could have been something. They could have used that opportunity to say something about whitewashing.
Yeah. Because, like, make it part of, like, the universe that, like... Because there's some stuff in the anime, like, I don't know the extent of it, but, like, I remember them referring to be like, oh, he's American. Or, you know what I mean? Like, there's, like, a dynamic there that's at play. Because there are American characters in the original anime. So, like...
exactly.
But, like, when there's, like, two people with speaking lines that are Japanese in a movie that takes place in Tokyo, but they never say it takes place in Tokyo, but they also don't say it takes place in a fictional city, do they? Or do they say where it is?
They say it takes place in, it's something city.
Is it like Port City or something like that?
It's in California.
It's in California?
Yeah, I believe so.
I thought it was ambiguous.
I think they say it's like something city, California. I know it's in the States, but it's like, okay, but the entire world is okay. You could say something like, I guess maybe the Japanese culture takes over the world, I guess, but there's like Japanese signs in Japanese. All the minor characters are Japanese. It's like, okay, what is this?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that's kind of like maybe not a good one, but a tiny bit of an excuse of like why they could have more white characters in it, but still it's like it's not a good excuse.
It just seems like such a play to. It's just weird because it's like there's only like two. Am I wrong? There's like two Japanese actors in the movie, right? Or there's three. There's the.
Well, all the like everyone else except the main characters is Japanese. Like all the all the henchmen and everything. A lot of them are, yeah.
I feel like like everyone. I'm talking like speaking lines.
Yeah.
Like the whole team, aside from Takashi Kitano, are all like American people.
Right.
It's just weird, man. It's
not
just
that
like,
Japanese people can't be American.
Well, yeah, but white people.
I know.
But white people, black people. There's, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's like they tried to diversify it, but just not cast Japanese people in it, which I think is weird. It just seems weird. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. It kind of feeds into the whole. I get it, the whitewashing Hollywood thing, but at the same time, like as someone that's kind of involved in the industry, unless things completely change, they're going to cast stars in America that will help bring marketing and bring them money. Like that's why they're making the film. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think there's probably just a lot of things going against it from the start, and then actually came to filming the film, making the film, and it's just ended up being a hollow kind of corporate money grab, I think.
Yeah. Because even the one thing that like I was excited for Takashi Kitano in it. Takashi, I was like, ooh, this will be cool. At least he's in it. And honestly, like I don't think he's bad in the movie, but it just like didn't have anything to do. It's like him sitting in a chair going like, all right, where is everyone? Like, all right, don't do that. And then he goes, oh, you did it. Like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they just like don't give him much to do. And like, he's cool. He's a good actor. Like, give him, I don't know. It's just like when there's that much stuff going on, how am I like getting bored during this thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And speaking of Scarlett Johansson's performance, I thought she was fine. It's like there's things I'll get it. Well, I don't know if it's a spoiler, but I think everyone knows that she's a human inside of like an android body, right? I don't think that's a spoiler.
I feel like that's. I mean, it's said within the begin, like first however many minutes of the movie. So exactly.
Okay. So it's like, all right, she's a human. Why is she acting like a robot? She's a human. She has a human brain. Yeah, she has like. It's like, okay, you can argue that she has a synthetic body, so it doesn't move quite as well, but her body's like basically a human body. The whole idea is that it's hard to differentiate her from a real human. You know? And it's like, then she should act literally like a human, not like an android. And I feel like that was like where she was coming from. Like that was her direction.
Yeah.
She kind of had like
for sure
hollow android kind of a way about her as she walked and the way she said things. It's like she's not AI. She's not an AI character. Yeah, that would make a little more sense. She is a human in a synthetic body. Kind of like RoboCop, but
totally.
But it's not
like with a much more technically advanced body. Like.
Exactly. So I mean, he had an excuse that he was like very robotic. Scarlett Johansson, she's in a human. She's basically in a human body. It just happens to be synthetic. So it's like, there's nothing that's making her act that way, you know?
Yeah. It's like when a robot can move as swiftly and fluidly as those like robo-geishas in the beginning. Why is she having trouble and looking robotic when she's moving?
Exactly. Makes no sense.
Yeah. Also, another little thing that is a very stupid nitpick but bothered me throughout the movie is the holograms. So, like, granted, they're not, like, picture perfect, but they have these giant holograms that are, like, the size of skyscrapers and, like, all this stuff, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, like the advertisement type thing.
So then why is the hologram technology, whenever anyone is, like, looking at anything different, shitty?
I didn't notice that, but that's really funny.
It's like, you know, they have, like, the building, like, hologram, and they're, like, zooming through and stuff.
They have huge advertisement holograms throughout the entire city.
Yeah, and it's like they're blocky, but they're pretty amazingly realistic looking, you know? Yeah. And then it's like Beat Takeshi sitting in a chair looking at them in this like building, and like I know it's supposed to be like see-through and stuff, but like there's like light phasing through it, like scanning, and then there's like a shot on the side and it's like imperfect, you know? Right. And it's just like, why is this grid that it's on imperfect and like strobing when the holograms
gigantic
they can build
holograms
millions of times bigger, you know, or like picture
are perfect.
Like, it just doesn't make any sense at all.
That's true. That's true. I didn't even think about that. That's funny. Yeah. That's what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, well, I guess I don't know. Do you have any more non-spoiler?
No, not really. Overall, I think it's fine, you know? Like I feel like it would have done so much better if this movie came out in like the 90s or something, or if it came out in the early 2000s.
It's been in development for so long that like it feels like it was from then and it should have just came out then.
Yeah, you know? It does. Like, it does feel like that. Yeah, it's just not enough anymore to just do like an adaptation. Like, yeah, even like a hollow one. It's like you got to use this opportunity you have this great opportunity to make a statement about something. Yeah, you know, and we're gonna get into that, but plenty of opportunities to make several different statements, and I don't think the movie says anything. You know, it doesn't
say anything at all.
It doesn't say anything at all. It just exists, and yeah.
The statement is like you can come to terms with being a robot. You know, like I guess that's maybe what it said. I don't know.
If it says anything, it's nothing that we haven't seen before.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah, we've seen that all before. It's old. Like there's nothing else to say about that. Yeah. And one more thing I'll say is, I thought some of the action was cool, but I don't think any of it was like super memorable. You know, none of it was like, I think the best scene to me was like the first scene with the geishas.
Yeah, totally.
That was like the best scene.
It's the best scene. It's all downhill from there. Honestly,
yeah, it's all downhill. Like the final scene it doesn't even like add up to that.
No. Yeah, the action isn't even that great in it.
It's not that impressive.
And also a few too many speed ramps. That was another thing that felt like it's like this movie feels like it came out in 2001, guys. Cut half the speed ramps out.
Right.
Just then like spinning around like with trench coats in slow motion, like going.
Yeah, seriously.
It's like,
what is this, 1999, The Matrix?
Yeah, it's like Matrix just came out. Come on, guys, slow the times. Right. You can cut half to 2/3 of these speed ramps out of this movie.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's that wraps up our general thoughts. You want to get into spoilers?
Sure.
All right. Spoilers starting right now.
You never talk about your past.
I don't remember much. Just fragments.
There was an attack.
You were dying.
We saved you. And now you save others.
Everything they told you was a lie.
You had a family. Remember that.
But are you?
What a beauty you are.
What do you want from me?
They did not save your life. They stole it.
How many were there before me?
She was supposed to have a clean brain. I order you to terminate.
They created me, but they cannot control me.
What I was saying earlier about the thing I didn't want to spoil is just like, you have a movie where a Japanese woman becomes a white woman. You know what I mean? And it's like that's fucking weird. And it feels like an excuse to get Scarlett Johansson in the movie. But like, okay,
It's part of the plot. It's like, what?
it's fucking weird. So
really
like,
weird.
if you're doing that, you have an opportunity to make a statement there. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's one thing if there's a statement made and like there's a positive message that comes out of that.
Right.
But they don't. It's literally just does nothing, and it feels like they didn't even think about it. You know, like when they were making it. That it's just like, yeah, that's just like a thing. It's
Yeah.
just like, no, I don't know about that one, guys.
It's like, did anyone like raise their hand and be like, hey, you know, maybe we either one shouldn't do this, or two, you know, maybe we could use this opportunity to say something.
Yeah.
It would be so much better if it had, okay, put everything else aside, at least if it had some kind of message about that, or if it even had anything, the slightest thing, little bit to say about society.
Yeah.
That's what sci-fi does, you know?
Yeah, totally. Because like if this does take place in California, and it's like, I don't know what the whole, because the location and stuff's messy, but like there could be something said about like the culture appropriation, or like, you know, like
Exactly.
them coming in as like a white force and like kidnapping Japanese people and making them white, like, you know what I mean? Like it's fucking crazy. And it just seems like in the movie that you're just supposed to like accept it and just go, all right, like, I guess that's what happened.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's like, okay, they could have used that opportunity to say something like what you were saying, like, okay, so maybe the future, these people who are making these, you know, these android type people are they're kind of racist, and they think like white people is like the supreme form or something.
Yeah.
You could use the opportunity to say something like that and say how like that, how wrong that is, you know, and how, you know, she's perfectly fine being Japanese, or I don't know, like there's just so much they could have done, and it's just like, oh, so they just took this Japanese girl and she's Scarlett Johansson now. It's like,
yeah,
that's just a straight up excuse to cast Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like if they made the movie, it's one thing if, I don't know, that's just like a fucking weird thing to be in the movie. It's real weird.
It is. It's strange.
Especially because they make up a story about her being foreign and coming there.
Yeah.
With like her parents and crashing or whatever, and they die. So they're like tricking her. It's really weird.
It's weird. It is. Yeah, that's the honestly the biggest problem with the film.
Totally.
And that leads into the whole whitewashing thing. Totally. I totally get it based on that. Like,
but also I feel like there's just there's like no characters in the movie. They're all just like a bunch of guys. Like, don't do anything. You know what I mean? Like, there's like 3 characters in the movie. There's Major, there's the guy with the blonde hair, and there's Michael Pitt. And that's like, those are the 3 characters. And Juliette Binoche, I guess.
Who honestly didn't have enough to do.
Yeah, she didn't. And it's like, she's a great actress. She's
great.
Whatever
she is
in the
great.
movie, because she literally just had like 3 dialogue scenes where she tried to comfort Scarlett Johansson. That's
yeah.
It's a bummer.
And what I was talking about with things kind of just happening because I feel like it probably happened in the original film or whatever. The part where Batu, the blonde-haired white guy, sidekick type character, gets his eyes, loses his eyes, and then he gets like these crazy fucking tactical eyes.
Yeah.
Cool. I can't wait until those come into play.
Yeah.
They never come into play.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, he has
used.
them now, so he can like do that, and it's just like cool.
So it's
Good
like, why did you give him those then? In the context of the film, why does he have those? Other than to just look cool.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. Stupid. It's stupid.
Because there's no, I think they show them like maybe once, right? And then, but like right after he gets them, and then they just like don't come into play. It's weird. It just feels like a movie that like they made in sequence and they kept having to change shit, and then by the end, like that's what it was. like they just like drop like the whole team of characters that like the tactical team. Who knows anything? Like we don't know anything about them, and I don't give a shit about any of them in the movie. You know what I mean?
Nope. Yep.
It's weird. Like what? They just drop all these characters and they just like drop out of the movie.
It's like they really do peak with the those geishas, the mechanical geishas.
Yeah.
Too.
And they were milking those in the advertising.
Oh yeah, it's like so
Come
that's
see
the
Robo Geishas.
It's like, oh, we don't get anything cooler than that. Oh, but our big cool moment at the end is the like that spider tank thing.
Yeah, it played pretty lame.
Like, really? It just seems out of nowhere. I was just like, we haven't. There's no instance where we've seen this technology before.
They plant no seed for the spider tank.
No seed. It just this just exists. Okay, there's a spider tank.
Yeah,
cool.
And it's like I don't care. I don't need to like have them talk about how they got the spider tank or like that spider tanks are thing. Like you don't need to get into the minutia of the spider tank. Just like I don't know, like have the villain who's really boring walking in front of one once, and then you just go, "That's real," and then you know what I mean, like
or
you
like
just need to like
see a glimpse of him planning it or something.
Yeah,
like you see the plans like in a hologram for the spider. It's like, oh, you know.
Yeah,
but no, it's just like it just happens. It's like why?
Explain it away. It just like shouldn't be like a laughable moment when he like calls it in. And you're like, spider tank, huh? Like, all right, like.
And the ending was just like real lackluster. It was just like,
yeah,
you know, just kind of boring and
totally run out of steam at that point.
Yeah, it had run completely out of steam, and this ends, and it's like, okay, that was it.
Yeah.
I think I probably liked it more after because I was expecting something really bad, like really bad. But in the end, we just got a soulless kind of nice looking film.
Yeah.
Had no heart, but it looked good, and it had a lot of money.
Yeah.
To kind of like blanket it in sugar, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Candy coated.
Yep.
Literally. But yeah, it's unfortunate. I did like the scene where Beat Takeshi's going to his car and they like shoot him and then he has the briefcase or whatever that is like his shield. That was cool. Cool
yeah.
Mainly just because like get that guy in the movie more. Most interesting character.
Right?
Like, who does nothing. Like.
And then I don't understand why like she doesn't even get to kill the main villain. Like that corporate-y guy. The corporate villain guy
sucked.
He was
terrible. Guy, it was just like, oh my god, this is the fucking villain? It's just like Weasley little it's brutal.
But Takashi Kitano, the one thing he gets to do is
kill that guy.
Kill the villain. It's like, okay.
So, all right, I'll go do it. It just seemed very like,
No. It's like, all right, now he's dead. Okay. So Scarlett Johansson had nothing to do with that, or Major had nothing to do with that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it moves from scene to scene with no real purpose or motive.
It's
just a big disappointment.
It's a very big disappointment. I didn't care for it. I guess I was hoping for it to be good, but also, like, granted, I'm judging this without seeing it, but I didn't think Snow White and the Huntsman really looked like my thing either.
Oh,
you know?
God, no.
So it was like, oh, that's the guy that's doing it. Like, we'll see. You know, hopefully he pulls one out of his sleeve. You know.
Oh, was it the same guy?
Yeah, that was his only other feature, I think.
Oh, jeez.
He didn't even do the sequel. It's weird.
I'm sure the sequel's even worse. The sequel looked so bad.
Oh yeah.
I saw the first one.
No good.
It's okay. You know, it's.
Yeah.
I'll never watch it again.
Similar thing. Looks nice.
Similar thing. At least with that, it was an original. At least with that, it's an original concept based on Snow White, but it's like you know, it's not following a piece of material that exists. You know what I mean? Like completely copying it. But yeah, it's not good. Not good.
Yeah. Yeah. This let's see what he does next. Maybe it'll hopefully pulls it up a little bit, bud.
You know, I think they were hoping too that this would probably become a franchise.
Oh yeah, there's no fucking way.
Because Paramount needs a franchise.
They were totally hoping,
but
not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. The execs over there are freaking out.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It's lame. It's a lame movie. To me, I don't know. I will say the score was cool. That's one thing.
The score is cool, and I said it earlier, I really like the music. Honestly, I thought it was awesome.
I will say though that the score to the original is like incredible.
I've heard that too, so maybe I need to like really see that.
I love me some synth scores clearly, and I like play synths, so like I'm all about the synth score. But like, the original one had this like really like this kind of like whirly vibe, and it was kind of uplifting at times, but then also it had, I don't know, it had a lot more texture to it.
Yeah. And
for them to pull out, it was the credit music. And they just like pull it out in the credits, and it's like, oh, so you just like didn't want to use any of this, but you just chuck it in the credits. Come on, guys.
Yeah, for real.
Like just throwing in some sort of organic element, I feel like would have helped it, especially because it's like it's a movie about like a half human, half robot.
Yeah.
So like having like the robotic synth noises like with something like more organic to like break it up a little bit, I feel like it would have been more successful.
Totally agree, man. That's a very good point. See, you have real motivation behind that score then, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Other than, this sounds cool. It's like you have that electric element.
Like, totally sounds cool, though.
Yeah, like, it does. It sounds very cool.
And I especially liked it when it was more ambient. Like, the opening credits when they started, I was like, ooh, ambient opening credits. I'm liking this. And then eventually it picked up, and I was like, okay, that makes more sense. But, like, it started, like, real subdued, and I was into it. Also, Am I a crazy person, or were there 2 title cards?
There were. Oh my God, there were.
Because there was Ghost in the Shell real small after Scarlett Johansson in the corner.
It
and
said
then
Scarlett
after the
Johansson.
Credits.
It said Scarlett Johansson, Ghost in the Shell. Pause.
Yeah.
More actor names. And directed by blah, blah, blah. And then the big title reveal, Ghost in the Shell. It's like, what?
What's up with that?
Yeah, that's weird. That's really weird.
It's real weird.
I thought it was weird when it was just like Ghost in the Shell on the bottom. I was like, that's their reveal? Because
pretty lame.
Not knowing that there was a title card. Just thinking, oh, that's it? It's like,
well, you need to remind me I'm in the right movie. I already see that like a cyborg is being built. And the thing is, I literally got lost. The woman told me the wrong theater. So I was like, oh, I hope this is the right one, because I was running, because I was late.
Yeah.
So it was like, I was in need of confirming that it was the right movie, and I knew immediately. I didn't need 2 title cards to tell me. Like,
see,
you know,
there's no point.
I'm already in the theater, bud. Like, you don't need to tell me twice. It's weird.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, it's a weird movie, and not good weird.
Yeah.
Just like strange choices that feel like they were like half-assed made because someone told them to make them, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's weird.
At the same time, though, one positive coming out of this was like, immediately I was like, I want to go watch Blade Runner.
Yeah, totally.
It actually inadvertently got me excited for the sequel. Like,
yeah, we'll see.
Can't
We'll see
wait.
what Denny's got up his sleeve, you know?
Oh, can't wait. Denis Villeneuve. Oh,
Real
one
quick,
of my favorite directors right now.
real quick sidebar. How do you feel about that Dune remake he's doing?
If anyone's gonna do it, I think he has a chance.
Mm-hmm.
But he's getting into the sci-fi game real hard. I kind of like it, but
Yeah.
I'll definitely feel good about Dune once he. I think he'll do a good job with Blade Runner.
We'll see.
I honestly
hope so,
think
too.
it's in the best hands. It's in
Yeah.
the best hands, dude. Because you got Denis Villeneuve, who had his first little taste with Arrival. Looks amazing. It was in my opinion, a great movie. Roger Deakins is the cinematographer.
That's nice.
You know, fucking incredible. You have Harrison Ford coming back, Ryan Gosling, produced by Ridley Scott from the original. You know, it's like it's got all the it's playing all the right cards, and I probably maybe have too high of hopes, but I think it's gonna be good.
No Vangelis, though, right?
No who?
Vangelis score?
No, I think it's someone else.
Vangelis is still around, bud. I'm not talking to you. I'm just in
Yeah.
general. The bud of Denny. Denny, come on, bud.
Who is doing the score? I think it was someone good. I don't remember right now. It's worth looking up. Oh, same guy as Arrival, Johansson.
Oh yeah, he's good.
He's good.
He's good, but like Vangelis though, you know, get Vangelis come in like maybe like do like a little bit, you know, lay some synths down.
Yeah, exactly.
There's this real quick sidebar on Vangelis. There's this amazing video of him. I guess he bought like all like multiples of like the same like synth voice, which is like a little box.
Yeah.
And he has like, I saw this video of him in his studio, and he literally has them like multiple, like maybe 20 of them all around him, and this huge keyboard and 20 foot pedals, and it's just like a symphony because he has them all tuned differently. It is incredible.
She's not credited on here, but ever since I saw Mackenzie Davis in The Martian, I was like, she is perfect. If they were to ever remake Blade Runner, because there was already rumors at that time,
Yeah.
or when they do the sequel, Mackenzie Davis, perfect for,
Yeah.
I don't remember that character's name, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The girl robot girl.
Yeah. No, I can totally see that.
Like, she is that. She's perfect.
She is that.
She is that. No, she's perfect for that role.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know how I feel about
see.
Jared Leto being in it, but
Oh, I don't like that one bit. It's a stanky whiff on top of
I know.
Seemingly
Get him out of
good.
here. Get him out of
good
here.
meal. Like me some Edward James Olmos, though. Glad he's in that.
Hell
Get
yeah.
him in there. The Barkhad Abdi from Captain Phillips is in it. The main pirate from Captain Phillips. That's amazing.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, it's like, whoa, cool. That guy's doing stuff still amazing.
That's awesome. The main
Oh, he's been
pirate.
in a couple movies. I just didn't realize. What are you gonna do?
Anyway, back to Ghost in the Shell.
Excuse me.
Sneezy boy. What do you rate it?
I think I'm giving it I think I'm gonna give it a 2.
2. Yeah, I already decided 2.5 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's not like unwatchable garbage. It's not like I thought it was like a big steaming pile of shit, you know. But it's
Yeah.
just like pretty
Hollow.
problematic and like somehow boring to me. You know, like
Yeah.
I don't
Somehow
know.
it's boring. Yeah. How?
I don't know how like there's like robo geishas in this movie, and I'm like, ugh. You know, like I don't know how they did it. It's surprising.
You have everything going for it to make it not boring, and yet somehow it's boring.
Yeah.
The action isn't even that memorable.
Yeah, because like
You know?
even regardless of the whole like whitewashing like problematic thing about it, like it's not like that's like the one thing that's like, oh man, the movie's great except for this. It's just like still wouldn't have been that great. Like, you know.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah. It's a real shame.
It's a shame.
Yeah. Anyway.
Just didn't even make it.
Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up, Zach.
Yeah. Real quick, how are you feeling now about the Akira remake?
I don't know, man. It's
Like
like
they
wow.
already
Now
fucked up the Ghost in the Shell remake. Like
our
you
new
know,
thing
maybe-
now is like making these American remakes of anime now. Like that's the new niche.
Yeah.
Anime.
And, like,
it's like
And they've both
but
been
Akira, come on, man.
they've been being developed for like 10 years or 20 years or something stupid, and like just like let it die, guys. Let it die. You know, like,
Just leave it. But did you hear who might direct it?
yeah, Jordan Peele, right?
It's like, yeah, Jordan Peele.
Which is
Okay.
cool. Like
Okay, give him a
cool
shot.
choice, but also like don't know if I would rather see a Jordan Peele Akira or like two original like Jordan Peele movies.
Exactly. I
know
feel
what I
like
mean?
I'd rather see another original Jordan Peele film.
Yeah. Cuz with the time or two, cuz like with the time it would take to make Akira, it's got to be like a huge, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Huge production. The scope of Akira is insane. Like it's so
Yeah.
big, you know.
Yeah, seriously.
But I don't know. We'll see. Just thought it was a relevant thing now that
Yep,
you know.
it's relevant. Good point bringing it up. We'll see what other anime remakes they do after that.
Yeah.
Could be Shogun next, or Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
It's like, no, just stop.
Be.
All right, man.
All right.
That's going to bring it to the end of our podcast today. As always, you can follow us on many sites. You can find our all our episodes on iTunes, Google Play, Podomatic, YouTube. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter at LTURAM podcast. And you can always email us at listentousrantaboutmovies@gmail.com. And that is it for today. I'm
it.
feeling a little buzzed off my wine.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm really feeling this mineral water I'm drinking.
Real good stuff. All right. Well, until next time, Zach.
Until next time.